The man was bitten by a venomous snake, but when the doctor offered morphine for pain, he immediately refused, not because he was some tough guy, but because until recently, he had been a drug addict. When he learned his girlfriend was pregnant, he decided to change completely. When he told her he'd take responsibility, she told him to stay away from them. He was heartbroken, but he never abandoned his promise. He later went alone to the fire station to try out for a firefighter position, but was instantly turned away. When he was about to leave, the fire chief stopped him. The chief asked a simple question: why did he want to be a firefighter? The man's answer was simple. He was going to be a father. He wanted to make his daughter proud. Finally, the chief decided to give him a chance, but he had to earn the team's trust. He needed to run 10 kilometers uphill within an hour, but he was extremely weak and clearly couldn't finish that grueling task. As expected, he started puking heavily shortly after starting. When other team members returned, he had only run halfway. Everyone thought he would quit. Surprisingly, he showed up at the final moment. He pulled his phone from his pocket and showed the chief a photo from the summit. At that moment, he earned the chief's approval. After returning, he first went to a supermarket and bought many baby supplies and left them quietly on his girlfriend's doorstep. Then he immediately left. In the days that followed, Brandon trained hard daily and secretly delivered food to his girlfriend, but he never reached out first. However, his changes did not go unnoticed. Meanwhile, Brandon's efforts paid off. He not only gained every teammate's respect, but also helped the fire crew earn the Vanguard's title. One day, he came as usual to drop something off, and just as he was about to leave quietly, his girlfriend suddenly called him back. She was so happy to see Brandon's transformation and truly accepted him from her heart. She asked Brandon to hold their daughter. He really wanted to, but was afraid of dirtying her clothes. His girlfriend didn't mind. When he finally held his daughter, he couldn't stop crying. Brandon sincerely apologized to his girlfriend. When everything seemed headed in the right direction, a massive tragedy struck. The fire crew was called to stop a wildfire. Other members swiftly built fire lines, and Brandon was assigned to observe wind changes. They thought it was just a routine wildfire and gave Brandon a cheerful send-off. What they didn't expect was that this farewell would be forever. When Brandon reached the lookout point, he realized the wind had shifted suddenly and the fire was racing toward the crew. Brandon immediately warned the team, but the fire's speed was underestimated. By the time the chief and team reacted, the fire had cut off their escape route. Faced with the raging fire, the chief's eyes were full of despair. He ordered everyone to use fire shields and did everything they could. After that, they could only leave their fate to chance. But reality was merciless. When rescue crews arrived, they found 19 charred bodies. Upon hearing the news, Brandon completely collapsed. He wished he had died there too, but since he was still alive, he had to finish his final mission. Meanwhile, the families of the firefighters received the news. They were devastated, but still held on to a sliver of hope because one firefighter survived. So they gathered at the gym, waiting for that one survivor to be their loved one. Until Brandon entered the gym, everyone finally broke down in tears. Hearing their agonized cries, Brandon felt that same pain. This film is based on a true story. Every firefighter who died in the film was once a real living person. When we enjoy peaceful life, they used their lives to protect us. They were all heroes.